Désirez-vous que j'effectue la lecture des consignes en anglais ou en français? En anglais. Each team has 20 minutes to present its case to the judges. I will show a board for the 10, 5, last 2 minutes, and last 30 seconds of the presentation. During the last 10 seconds of the speech, I will indicate by means of my 2 hands the number of remaining seconds. A team not having ended its presentation after 20 minutes will be stopped to move on to the period of questions. A period of questions of a maximal duration of 5 minutes is assigned to the jury at the end of the presentation. I would like to remind you to the jury that it's mandatory to ask at least one question during this period. I will invite the judges to introduce themselves and then the team can begin.
So, financial services can be a little bit scary with terms like universal, term, risk premium, and interest rates being thrown around. It's quite difficult for young people to understand exactly what is going on and what they really need to meet their daily needs. So, good morning, my name is Valerie, and along with Kim and Jordan, today we are very excited to explore our Making Insurance Easy strategy with you so that we can really leverage IA's reputation of strength and stability, like that elephant you see on this presentation, to really provide young people with the insurance that they need. So to quickly run you through our agenda today, first we're going to talk about our current situation. Where is IA today, and what insights do we draw from this to really bring us to our strategy of making insurance easy? Next, we're going to go through our implementation, then talk about some of the risks and mitigations that we can use to mitigate those risks, and finally, take you through our key takeaways to conclude our presentation. So first, let's talk about why we're actually here today. So what we really want to do is increase the life insurance sales in consumers from the aged 18 to 25 segment in Canada. So what we're going to do today is find a way to attract, engage, and retain this segment in order to achieve that goal. So I'll pass it off to Jordan, who will speak to you about our industry analysis.
Thank you, Valerie. Now we're going to look at some macro trends as well as some trends among our competitors to start off. Now, as you said in the information provided, the insurance industry does not necessarily have a very positive image, and especially for young people, it's seen as something they don't quite understand yet, and something that can be very scary, as Valerie mentioned in the introduction. Now, however, there's also a very steady growth and very stable industry over the past few years that we've noticed in the information provided as well. Now, for our competitors, it's an industry that has a few big competitors that really consolidated over the past recent years, and we've also seen a recent move with banks moving more and more into the insurance industry. And so moving forward, we really want to look for a way to find gaps in the markets where these competitors are not, and we can gain a strong foothold in the future. Now, if we take a closer look at IA as well, we can see that first of all, a lot of your market share a lot of the share of your sales are from Quebec and less from the more English provinces and the Maritimes. And this is something that we'd like to address in the future, and we can see that there's a very large opportunity for growth in these provinces as well to really diversify the portfolio a little bit more. Now, also some more key facts is that the IA brand is very, very strong. It's a Quebec success story. It's very strong among Quebec francophones. It's an image of stability and security and strength and innovation over the past years. That's really a key advantage, a key asset that we really wanted to leverage throughout our strategy. Now, we also think that seeing as IA is not only just an insurance provider, but also a financial service provider, they really have the opportunity to cross-sell all these services to their customers. So there's really a strong opportunity to take a customer and have them really have a huge lifetime value by keeping them not only over time, but across different product portfolios, which not only increases the profitability of that customer, but also the switching costs, and helps fight this competition that we mentioned on the previous slide. Now, if we look a little bit more at our customer analysis, so customers look on average at about 3 to 4 options before purchasing insurance. Moreover, about 14% of them benefit from lower rates, and 13% of them, 14% of them are looking for life insurance to benefit from these lower rates while they're young. 13% of them are looking to get life insurance to secure the financial help for their heirs. And 40%, so the main reason why people seek to get life insurance is to offer financial security to their charges, to the people they care about and that they're responsible for. So for example, their family, their spouses, maybe their parents. And so we can see that this is really want to focus on this aspect of this 40% because we believe that this is what will resonate most with our customers. Now, we look at a little bit as what these customers really associate with the purchase and the research of life insurance is protection and security, which is really the big benefits, but also risk and a little bit complicated. So it's really a dense system, especially for people that are 18 to 25 and maybe don't have that much financial experience. It's really can be quite difficult for them to navigate this system alone. Which is why 82% of them research online because first of all, it's obviously a growing medium for them to research, and it's also very convenient and very easy for them, and they're also already used to researching online because this is something that they grew up with. And now, what we want to do going forward is really simplify insurance research online in the future as well. And now, lastly, the last aspect we really looked at for our customers is that the main source of information for them when looking for insurance is their parents. So as we mentioned, can be a bit of a complicated system, so they're really relying on their most trusted advisors, their parents, to help guide them down this road. So this is 52%, followed by roughly 24% for their bank and only 2.8% for the insurer. So we really want to tap into this parental relationship and the trust that they already have built with their parents, especially since you obviously, a lot of your kept clients are parents and it's really your core customers. So we really wanted to leverage this relationship moving forward as well. Now, the opportunity that we have here before us today is that by implementing the Making Insurance Easy strategy, this industrial alliance will be able to attract new customers in the millennial segment to IA service offerings through their most trusted advisors, their parents, to engage them by simplifying the research for online insurance and engaging them through our online resources, and finally retaining them by building personal, stable relationships with their trusted advisors at IA. And now Valerie's going to take you through a bit more of our strategy and how we're going to achieve all of this.
So we're very excited to take you through our Making Insurance Easy strategy. So as the name suggests, what we're looking to do is to take away the scariness associated with figuring out exactly what products are right for you. So we're going to do this in 3 main ways. Number 1, by attracting these millennials to our business, to our website, so that they can actually do this research. Number 2, we're going to engage them with a very simple, user-friendly user interface that will allow them to do this research in a very easy way. And finally, we're going to retain them by building these relationships that are so necessary because insurance and financial services, at the end of the day, these are very personal relationship-based businesses. So that means we really need to work on those relationships. So let's take you through Attract. So for a moment, I want you to close your eyes and imagine. So you're mountain biking down the mountain, you feel the wind through your hair, the trees are a blur, and it's exhilarating. You have so much adrenaline running through you. It's an exciting lifestyle to be 18 through 25. But there are also dangers associated with this kind of lifestyle. And what we really want to communicate here is that IA is there for them and we've got their back. Now conversely, imagine as a new parent, you're holding your firstborn child. You see the love in their eyes. They are the product of so much time and love, and you want to provide for them, to protect them even when you're not there. So in this image, what we'd really like to do is to appeal to the parents and make them believe that IA is there for them and their parents and their children so that they can really provide for their children even when they're no longer here. So using this two-pronged approach, what we're going to do is both appeal to the millennials and their exciting lifestyle, and also their parents who will, call up, hey Jordan, I saw this ad on TV, and I really think you should invest in some life insurance. So I'll pass it off to Kim, who will talk to you about exactly how we'll execute that.
Thank you, Valerie. So in order for this message to be conveyed in a way that appeals to our target customers, we want to use media outlets that are going to be relevant to our target market. And so seeing as our strategy is twofold, attracting the millennials but also the parents, we want to have media outlets that attract to exactly both these two segments. And so for the 18 to 25-year-old segment, we want IA to be there on the internet, seeing as the web is something that the millennials are accustomed to using and is also their preferred touch point. And so for this reason, we want to be there on YouTube when they're looking up ski videos or online venues for the next big concert. We also want to be there on Google when they're Googling what is life insurance. We want IA to be there at top of mind before our competitors as well as other banks that are also in the business. We also, when they're searching the web, just generally looking for a vacation or they're on social media, we also want to have targeted ads on the side to remind them of the need to have life insurance, although they're at such a young age. And for the parents, seeing as they're more accustomed to traditional media outlets, we want to be there when in the morning they have their cup of coffee and they're reading La Presse. Well, we want them to remind them of their role of telling their kids of the importance of having life insurance. In terms of TV, we also want to be there when they're listening to Salut Bonjour weekend in the morning. And in terms of radio, when they're commuting from the city center to the South Shore or the North Shore, we also want to be there in their car when they're most likely going to be stuck in traffic, and reminding them again of the role of telling their kids of the importance of having life insurance and starting at an early age. And so now I'll pass it on to my colleague who will explain more exactly how we'll engage with our target audience.
Thank you. So a big part of our engagement strategy will be through our online platform. It'll be adding an online quiz and online and video chat features, as well as retargeting. So our webpage, the goals we really want to have with our webpage is to help customers determine their needs and how IA can meet them, as well as collect information about them that we can further reuse later. Now, this is going to be done by the online quiz. So for example, we have a quiz online that people will fill out to really know which life insurance package would be the best for them. So it could be questions such as, oh, I am a student, I am a young professional, or I'm looking for long-term coverage, short-term coverage. And so we'd really be able to leverage this information and then present a solution that's tailored specifically to their needs instead of having just one general program. And so this really helps this matching of their specific needs and our actual programs. Now the second feature we want to have is an online chat and a video chat. So we really wanted to make reaching out to an IA advisor as convenient as possible. So we added an online chat that's already common on different things such as, for example, phone providers and other industries like that. And so this is more of a lighthearted type of conversation for more information. And then video chat was more for more an in-depth interview with an advisor, and you would be able to do from the comfort of your own home instead of going to a branch. So this was really designed to engage them even more and to help them reach out. And the concept of retargeting as well was to, for example, let's say that one of our customers filled out the quiz, is still considering his options, but did not book an appointment. Then we want to retarget them and to leverage their browsing history of cookies to have web targeted ads on pages saying like, oh, we saw that you looked at our life insurance programs. We'd love to hear more about you. We'd love to talk more about you. So have some more targeted ads to really recapture their attention once they've already filled it out. So for example, here could be a potential mock-up of a quiz. So I am a student, young professional, parent. We'd have a variety of different questions. And then the more you fill them out, the more you get a precise idea of the real life insurance package that fits you the best. And then at the end, we come out with a recommendation. So for example, recommend term life insurance, and then a short description of the program, of the benefits, and then a button to find out more, or then come in contact with a representative or an advisor afterwards. And now my colleague Valerie is going to talk to you a bit more about the retention aspect of things.
So as I mentioned before, the financial services industry is built on relationships with our clients. So in order for us to increase customer lifetime value, in order for us to gain trust, we need to have these relationships in place so that they don't feel like we're just trying to push products on them without really understanding what their needs are, what they're looking for in a financial product, and how IA can fit in their lives. So what we're going to do is really build personal relationships and monitor their change in needs to understand how, as their life changes, we can change with them. So first, we're really going to build personal relationships by, having advisors take our clients out for dinner, or, having phone calls just to check up on them and say, hey, how's the kid? Or I heard you just graduated from university, congratulations. So these little gestures show that we care about them, that we see that they're not just a price tag, that they're not just another number in our books, but they're a real person. And that's what customers really want. They want to recognize that they have unique and special needs, and that we can meet them and recognize that they have these needs. So by understanding their needs, we can then monitor their changes in needs through this personal relationship. So let's say they just got married, or they just had a new child. This does change the type of life insurance that they need, the type of money that they need in terms of revenue streams to support their children if they do pass away. And by understanding this change in needs, we can therefore give them give them products that are more tailored to their lifestyle. So what this really gives us the opportunity to do is cross-sell when we recognize this change in needs. So we don't only offer life insurance. We also offer, financial advice. So if we could help them invest their money in a better way, if we could help them, grow the amount of income that they currently have to complement that life insurance, we can have that opportunity when these people trust us and want to build relationships with us. So Kim's going to take you through the implementation so we can really realize the benefits of this program.
Thank you, Valerie. So in order for this strategy to be successful, in the short run, we really want to focus on acquiring new customers. And so we want to make sure that the quiz is user-friendly. So in the first short-term period, so for the first 3 months, we want to focus on really building a quiz that is easy to understand for people that don't necessarily have a lot of knowledge in terms of the insurance industry. Then we want to build user-friendly web functions in order for them, once that they have finished the quiz, they have the option of looking online for more information that is, again, user-friendly, or booking an appointment online to chat with a representative, which might be a little less scary than booking a live one-on-one meeting when you're an 18-year-old and you don't necessarily want to commit to a real-life encounter with an advisor. And then lastly, we want to also make sure that our ads are designed effectively in order to, again, connect with our millennials, but also with their parents, who, again, have the role of instilling this culture of having life insurance and the benefits of having one. And in the medium term, so for the next 3 months, so the 6-month period, we want to launch this quiz and also launch our advertisements. And then in the last 9 months, we want to monitor our campaign, see how people are reacting, and how effectively we are able to see the results on our webpage, as well as in the acquisition of new customers. And lastly, we want to analyze the data that we're going to be able to collect from these quiz in order to better personalize our packages for our new clients, as well as for our existing clients that might be interested in the additional information that we will have gained from having this online quiz. In terms of KPIs, what we can gain from our overall strategy here is to see the number of customers that we will have gained from this strategy, the searches that will have been done with the quizzes, the conversion rate, and lastly, the number of appointments that will have be booked with our advisors throughout the province of Quebec, as well as elsewhere. And then lastly, for the risks, obviously, seeing as the 18 to 25-year-old segment have generally lower disposable income, we might be successful in installing the need for life insurance, but in the end, they might not have the necessary income to actually get the plan and purchase it. And so here, how we can mitigate this risk is really by instilling, again, the culture of the necessity of having this life insurance and to be able to budget accordingly. And also, this tool, if it is so effective, it could also benefit our competitors in the sense that I could go as an individual on our site, look what kind of profile I should be looking for, and then go elsewhere, seeing as the usual customer will go and see 3 to 4 different companies before coming to a final solution. And lastly, our quiz might result in very low conversion rates, but we are making sure that this will not happen by having online chats, which is less scary than having a one-on-one conversation with an advisor when you're at such a young age, by having retargeting ads on search engines, and also by having emails to remind them gently of the need to have life insurance. And so now we pass it on to my colleague Valerie, who will close with key takeaways.
So what we've seen today is that there's a real need in the marketplace, in the millennials, to be online and also for the entire process to be simplified. And that's the entire goal of our Making Insurance Simpler, easy, strategy. So how we're going to do this is by taking a promotional approach that not only targets millennials themselves, but also their most trusted advisors, their parents who are really going to push them into buying this life insurance. Secondly, we're going to simplify this entire process by making it a very easy thing to do. And finally, we're going to emphasize developing personal relationships so that we can continue to grow with our clients. Thank you very much, and we now open the floor to questions in both French and English.
Presentation is now over. You have 5 minutes for the period question.
Any questions?
I have a question. You've mentioned earlier, you've talked about a lot about building personal relationships. How would you suggest we do that? Building personal relationships with millennials.
Yeah, well, ideally,
Millions of clients.
sorry?
With millions of
With
clients.
millions of clients.
Yeah, so ideally we want to have an advisor reach out with his client about once a year. So really that would reduce the load. It's not like they would be meeting every month. And it could be something even as simple as just going to get coffee or a personal phone call or at lunch or at dinner, depending on the importance of the client. And what we really want to do is for these advisors to really help guide the millennials in the financial world. Sorry, so this is something that's, for example, me personally, that's very new to me that I don't know much about. And we really need someone to help guide us through this world. And we really want to do this personal connection and to catch up to, how are the kids? How's school going? And even if it's just once a year, a few times a year, a few phone calls a year, we think that given that it'd be a fairly small time investment, but that could have a huge return in terms of customer loyalty, cross-selling, and the lifetime value of your customers as well. So that's how we saw the relationship.
You really said having coffee.
Sorry?
You really said having coffee and lunch with the items. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it could be even a short meeting, it could be a longer, more formal meeting, but really what really works best.
Yeah.
Any other question? Yeah? No? Okay, I'll go with one here. So how do you suggest for the clients to buy the insurance? Because I didn't see anything. You're talking about advisors, but we were talking about distribution strategy. How do you see how these people will buy the insurance?
Right, so at this stage, what we'd like to see is that after having understood what is best for them and understanding that they should use term life insurance or universal life insurance, that they either give a call or come in person so that they can really talk through the benefits for them. Because, even though online you're hearing all these great things, you want a real person to tell you whether or not this is a good plan for you, and then personalize it to your life. So if you tell them, I have a kid, and they'll say, you know what, little Mary will really benefit from this in XYZ way. And so what we'd like to do is have that in-person purchase rather than online, because this is a very personal business. and therefore it would really take away from the special and unique needs of each of our customers.
Okay. I didn't hear anything about social media. Is there a reason why, or?
As mentioned in the package, we felt that it was mentioned that social media might deter the company's reputation, and so we didn't want to go in this field. And also, it's not something that is very fun and exciting. So when I'm on Facebook, maybe life insurance is not the first thing that's going to pop to mind. And so we really wanted to be there in the media outlets that are more relevant, and we felt that social media could be too friendly, too comfortable. And so we want to make sure that the industry maintains its reputation, and we felt that maybe social media would be too casual of a form of conversation with our target.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
I'm 20.
Okay. And how would you like an insurance company to talk to you?
So I think we touched upon this a little bit, and as millennials, ever since we were a very young age, we've been told we are special snowflakes, that we have so much potential, and you know, maybe that is a little bit exaggerated, but I think it is human nature to want to believe that you are unique and that you are special. And for any firm that you're dealing with, to recognize that Jordan and I don't have the same needs, that Kim and I don't have the same needs in terms of life insurance, that even though we're a similar age, we don't have exactly the same values. So for me, I would want a personal relationship because I'm trusting you essentially with my life to take care of my loved ones after I pass. So in that way, I really want a personal relationship so that I know that people I care about will be taken care of the way that the firm has taken care of me when I'm dealing in business with them.
Okay. And before we indicate, did you thought about the insurance company or life insurance?
The question is now over.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you.
So have a good sleep now.